Yeah, and that mothership core not being able to start the photon over. Like, imagine how differently everything would have gone if all of that fighting had taken place under the warm, embracing lasers of a photon overcharge.
Yes. Spoken like a true Protoss, the loving embrace of the photon overcharge.
Yeah. Or
Um,
a masochist Zerg, I guess would be the other way to say that.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And next game, Terraform, another two-player map. This is where you get into the there's no way he'll do it again. And then once in 100 series, he'll do it again. You're like, oh, sick, he's doing it again. We're going to have to see how it goes. And speaking of humans, we've got a human over here, a human playing Protoss, a human player playing Protoss. It's spawning in the top left-hand corner of our screen. The orange Protoss, Strange.
And spawning in the lower right-hand corner, it is our red Terran commanding the armies of the Dominion. Epic. Man, he is. That was a cool way to start that series for Epic.
Yeah.
Like, talk about throwing your opponent off of his game.
Yep, absolutely. And really, really well played by both players. Just really interesting back and forth. Um, really wild stuff. Lots of micro, lots of control going on. I think some of the really, really fun parts of StarCraft. I think people like to be like, oh, cheese, you play cheese. Well, you're not a true StarCraft player if you play the cheese. But I think that it's really exciting to watch. It's really fun to watch. And we get some of the craziest games of all time from these all-ins.
So, Jack, you have cheese, right? It's named after the food. It's delicious.
Right, right.
What's the opposite of cheese?
The opposite of cheese...
Could it be pepperoni?
No, no. Because cheese and pepperoni both consist of animal protein. So
Okay.
they have a similarity. So we'd have to find something that has no similarities with cheese at all.
Okay.
So maybe a cucumber?
No, no, because they both contain carbon.
Ooh. Let's
What about an
see.
antimatter rock?
Yeah. I think dark matter would be
Yeah, dark
opposite.
matter.
Because
course.
cheese is made of matter and dark matter is made of dark matter, which is different.
What about fire? That's kind of different.
But cheese can be spicy.
True.
Cheese can be spiced, which has similarities to fire. So
Yes.
not necessarily the opposite of cheese.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I think basically what we've decided is we need a particle accelerator to really fully realize the opposite of what cheese is.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty typical conclusion that most StarCraft players will come to. They
Yeah,
get into their
absolutely.
game and they're
This is a
like,
standard conversation. Everyone.
"Man,
has it.
I hate playing against cheese. I better go play in Geneva, where the Large Hadron Collider is."
Yeah.
But this
I
first
say that all the
Reaper's
time.
this first Reaper is moving across the map. Let's see what damage it can get done as the mothership core pops right at that perfect PVT moment.
The PVT moment. The little dance of the mothership core and the Reaper. Reaper says, hey, did you get this gas? Oh, you did. Okay, thanks. Gets
Yeah,
it.
you know the "Am I better than you? Can I sneak in and get a probe that I'm not supposed to get?" dance.
Oh, I love this pylon, too. This map is really cool. Shout out to the map maker. Oh, why don't I know this? Do you know this? I'm
I
going to look it up. Shout out to the map maker who did this because it's a Reaper cliff, but it's perfectly blocked off with one 2x2 building. So if you build a pylon or a supply depot here, no Reapers can jump in here. It's like perfectly designed just like that. So
how
love
ghost
it, love it.
strange.
54% Gosu, I think.
54? Yeah.
I think 54% Gosu.
Is that a
With-
quantifiable metric?
Well, full Gosu would be Flash. So saying 54% of Flash, I think is fair. Maybe, we're talking Flash, so maybe it's more like 53%, to be honest. And that's nothing against Strange at all. It's just that, we are comparing you to Flash here. So.
And that Reaper is going to sacrifice his life for that vital information that Epic so desperately needs, and it's not going to be anything particularly surprising, but at least he knows, you know?
Yep, it's a robo. I know it. You know it. We all know it. The gateway explosion hasn't happened yet. Good. And will very likely, you know. Ooh, this is fun. I love these. Nice little.
I want the photon
out,
overcharge poke.
Yep. And occasionally you catch your opponent with their mothership core going to harass you across the map. Very rarely, but occasionally it works out that way. In this case, we're just going to bait out a photon overcharge. I'm going to put...
Oh, Strange comes in with that observer, and he's like, nope. Not going to get too close to there. I want that wall just in case. And Strange pre-knocking that down so he has a path of retreat. And now we start the dance of TVP.
Yep. A little bit of move here. Dropping down the photon overcharge. Pulls out. Doesn't lose anything. Stalker's going to chase a little bit. Should be able to get at least that one Marine. Decides against it. I like that he preempted the rock tower. That was cute.
Yeah, man. If you have a player like just kind of A-move towards your units and he's not paying attention, you can lose something under those rocks. They do kill stuff. And then Dustin Bowder like fist pumps because you know he watches everything just hoping for someone to catch a guy with rocks.
Yeah. The only way you can kill things with rocks is if they're immobile. So if they're burrowed or a tank that is in siege mode, or if you make it impossible for them to move. So if you surround them by force fields or buildings, then they'll be able to kill stuff. Otherwise, they just act as a giant force field and push stuff out of the way.
Cool.
Scout ahead here with the Marine, get killed in his face. Awful place to get killed, directly in your face.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not, like, good places to get killed, but being killed in the face is probably the worst.
It's up there. It's right up there, you know. Colossus coming out. Wow. Yep, there we go. You know, I think we're gonna have a normal game of StarCraft.
Yeah, do you think these guys were like, you know what? We've been making it too easy for Jack and Joe to be entertaining. We've been giving them hilarious cheese nonstop. Let's make them work.
Yeah. Let's make them describe the thing they've seen 1 million times. He's going to go ahead and attack these rocks with expert fury. Oh my god, look at the attacks of the Stalkers blinking with their laser beams going forward. The rocks are almost at half HP here, and we got a Marine on the other side making sure that these rocks are dying, and they are dying indeed. Epic knows it. The Observer knows it. This is the most scouted death of rocks in the history of StarCraft.
Hey, Jack.
We do have
Jack, can I interrupt you for a second?
No. Okay, now go.
Okay, so if you click on the rocks and hover over the armor, the tag is hardened material.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do?
That means that it has 3 armor.
So there's no special bonuses or anti-bonuses against... That is unfortunate.
Yeah, well, like Terran Bio has Terran infantry armor, and rocks, they don't have infantry armor, they just have, you know, building armor, which is what that's called. Or
all right, I thought maybe there was a special tag.
No, there is not. Nice positioning over here. Very aware that this is the point in time where the multi-pronged aggression begins. 2 bases is kind of this doable spot. A lot of Paraz players at this level like pretty comfortable. 2 bases, I can stave off the attacks. The really crazy part happens when the Paraz have to move to 3 bases and all those locations, especially on this map, as the third base, the pocket third base, is just really hard to defend from the other side, so you end up taking the base in a row action. Gonna drop the... This is a very interesting place to drop this. I think he's going for a flank here, but it's not working out. Really great force fields. He's gonna clean up both sides of this. He's continuing to drop over here, but he just doesn't have enough units, and he just sends everything to their medevac boosted death.
Yeah, Jack, you can micro your heart out with like 8 Marines against 2 Colossus and a bunch of Stalkers, and you're still playing with 8 Marines against 3 Colossus now and a bunch of Stalkers. That was not maybe the smartest thing to do.
Well, I think it was a really great idea, but just the force fields and the timing from Strange was really, really good. just able to zone out any of the forces and make sure that he was engaging only a few of them at a time. So the Colossus never even took hull damage. Oh, wait, and take it back. He took 17 hull damage.
But now
Very
Epic
important.
is going to need to be on the defensive position. We do see these Widow Mines burrowed up at the front, but the Observer is going to give vision, and they're going to go down right away. Epic splitting up his units, trying to get that concave that will let him effectively fight this if Strange decides to commit into the natural. The Stalkers blink forward. Marauders coming up, trying to do what damage they can. A few of the Stalkers at the back getting picked off thanks to those concussive shells being so effective against the Protoss Stalkers, and it looks like both players are going to back off for just the moment.
All right, he does clear out those Widow Mines, almost getting hits. Again, he keeps trying this drop on top of the army thing, but I don't think he's quite got the numbers to make it work. He was trying Widow Mines that time, but the Observer is in a good position. He can't manage to snipe it off there, and we are actually moving into +2 and Blink, my favorite combination of things in StarCraft. It's pretty good. And,
It's been good since the beginning of time, man.
That's right. Since the very first casted game of StarCraft, +2 and Blink has been good. And that was 2008, so we've come a long way, or not. The orbital command is is fleeing for its life here, running against the very edges of the base here.
It is orbiting.
It is oh wow, it's not orbiting though.
All right, but here we go, Jack. Marauders moving in. It looks like the Stalker's just gonna back off right away, not wanting to commit into something too dangerous. And the force
really
field,
great
force fields go
fields.
down. Really nice. Pinning those
Nice
Marauders
focus
up
fire
against.
over here. Is he gonna? Oh my God! He even keeps all 3 Colossus alive. Great focus fire with the Stalkers. He blinks ahead to finish the job. He's moving in. All the bio of everything is dying, and Strange takes the game.
Yeah, that's gonna bring us up to 1-1. Tied in. That's the best way to start the series, I think. 1-1. Both of these players kind of going back into it on even footing. We've got a best of 3 left to see who advances into the semifinals tonight.
Absolutely. Really nice that it's a best of 5. Love best of 5s. Almost as much as I love best of 7s. Really, really nice. Every player gets a chance to show their strats and their skills. And they're also forced to basically, you know, have a decent toolkit going into the game. You can't be like, best of 3. I can just cheese a couple of games and I'll be out. It's like, cheesing 3 games in a row to get out of it. Then it just starts being stretched further and further upon the rack that is the world of cheese. And, you know, being able to display that range like JonSnow did, it's just a very powerful thing to have in a best of 5.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to see maybe Epic not feeling super comfortable going up in that macro game again against our Protoss player Strange. Because Epic just looked not as happy there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know, he did